When your morning starts, make sure to look around for the right company to serve you everything you need to know about what's happening around you. That's why you need VOP this morning, because we will climb this far to give you a voice in what's going on, from news, reviews, politics and the economy, sports and even entertainment. Join us weekdays 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here on VOP TV. VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
Well, a civil society organization under the aegis of Center for Reform and Public Advocacy, CFRPA, has written to the Nigerian Inspector General of Police, accusing 27 members of the Rivers State House of Assembly for impersonation and conspiracy to take over the assembly. Now, the organization described the 27 lawmakers who defected from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, to the All Progressives Congress, APC, on Monday as former members of the House of Assembly. The CFRPA, in the petition to the Inspector General of Police, which was signed by its legal advisor, Kalu Agu, demanded the immediate arrest and prosecution of the 27 former members of the Rivers State House of Assembly that defected to the APC for the offenses of impersonation and conspiracy to commit treasonable felony. Now, the organization said its findings revealed the following facts as reasonable grounds to suspect the defectors that the defectors should be prosecuted. Well, it said the set 27 former members are still parading themselves as members of the said House of Assembly when they are no longer members by virtue of express provision of the 1999 Constitution and decided cases. Now, in a related development, the Rivers State High Court, sitting in Port Harcourt and presided over by Justice D.M. Danagogo, has restrained the 27 Assembly members loyal to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike, from interfering and disrupting the activities of Rivers State House of Assembly under the speakership of Edison Ehie from carrying out its legislative functions. Speaker Ehie is loyal to Governor Siminalayi Fubara, who is at loggerheads with Mr. Wike, who, of course, is his godfather and immediate past governor of Rivers State. Now, do recall that the national leadership of the People's Democratic Party had written to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, demanding fresh elections to replace the 27 lawmakers in Rivers State House of Assembly who defected to the All Progressives Congress. Oh well, staying with us, of course, in the studio is Dr. Olawale Olatubi, and joining us virtually is Victor Atewe, who is a media consultant and a public affairs analyst. Well, let me start with Victor. Good morning and welcome to the conversation, Victor. Now, 27 lawmakers from the PDP out of 32. This should be considered a big blow this should be considered a big blow to the PDP. All right, but here we are. Do you think Siminalayi Fubara can weather this storm? Let's start with that. Do you think he can weather this storm as it is?
Now, as the executive governor of the state, trust me, if he knows his power and he knows how to use it, and permit me to take us back to this is similar to what happened in Edo State, during the times of Adams Oshiomhole when he was the national chairman of APC at the time. And you recall that he was trying to, use his veto power on the governor as at that time before the governor moved over to PDP, and Adams Oshiomhole as at that time, some members of the House of Assembly rallying around him, and you recall that they stayed. In fact, most of them finished their tenure in Abuja. This case is kind of similar, yeah. But at that time, the governor, understand his power as the chief executive officer of the state, and he understands how to use it. You recall that Edo State, given to that at that time, we had 14 pledged allegiance to the then national chairman of APC, which was the Commander Samson Shomole, and but of course they were not allowed to sit at the Edo State House of Assembly. So those that were loyal to the governor were the one running the affairs of the state, and of course was passing budget as at that time. So this was, a similar case, related to that. So I really think that Simi Fubara, if he understands the power which he has, under law, he would know how to use it, and of course use it very well, and try to, because as at now he has the sympathy of the state, the people of the state, with him. So, and I think with that he can weather the storm if he knows how to, put his foot down and use the law, apply the law, because of course we live in a country where the law is only applicable to the rich, and of course they know how to use it. Just like you find out that by law, by our constitution, where there is no faction or there is no issues within your party, you have no right to defect to other party. Automatically, for you defecting, you declare your seat vacant. But we know opposite is the case when it comes to our country, Nigeria. But I really hope and I pray that he used this situation to his advantage, because as he speaks now, the people from River State are behind him, But of course, we know that the Minister of FCT is trying to use the federal might, and of course, trying to have his, like he said, is trying to have his base so as to be politically relevant in the state. So I believe he will weather the storm if he knows how to use his power in this case.
All right, Mr. Victor, now the school of thought would say that the feud between Wike and Fubara is getting to a point where Wike wants him impeached. And then recently, there's a development that the governorship candidate of the APC on River State people through the Supreme Court, as at yesterday, Tony Colley has filed an appeal to the Apex Court, and then his prayers are for the court to annul the Rivers election and order INEC to reconnect election in the state. Now, how do you see this being played out?
Trust me, for Tony Cole, it's just a man trying to seize the opportunity. The opportunity at the moment. We know that's not going to happen. The tribunal has already affirmed Simfo Fubara as the duly elected governor of the state, and of course, he is just the man trying to, utilize the feud that's happening between the Minister of State and, of course, the governor of River State to launch his own appeal to the court. But let's just see how far that will go. I won't speak for the court. I won't preempt them. But given to this situation, the Minister of State is just trying to. We all know how this politics play, and it's just trying to show that, listen, I made you, and because I made you, I can determine what happens in that state. And I can say, like one of his interview that he said that, it's disappointing that some people who have no character, are judging him and trying to, trying to stand for the governor, giving to the situation which is cited about disloyalty, at the time when he wanted to appoint governor. His successor. He had other options, but this one appeals to be the one that, okay, it's a lesser evil, even though he knows that things like this would happen. All those shenanigans or whatever you want to place it, these are the political, these are just a display of power. And this one doesn't want to let go of the power, whereas The other one wants to feel like, let me work. And if you check back, now Minister of FCT, former governor of Rivers State, Wike, during his word, he has always said that he doesn't believe in godfatherism, but you see him playing the role of godfatherism in the state and trying to, hit up the politics in the state. So, forgive me. So, these are, for me, I think it's a bad time for River State politics, and it's going to slow down, development. So the APC candidate is just trying to, seize the opportunity to launch his own, and I don't see that happening anytime soon, or even after 4 years. Maybe after 4 years we can conduct another election.
Okay. Well, we'll have to wait and see how things pan out, really, because things are heating up right now. But let's take this video of the defected lawmakers, 27 of them, they got into the State House of Assembly on the platform of the PDP, and now they are waving the flag of the APC. Let's take this video. These
on your mandate, we shall stand. On your mandate, we stand. On your mandate, we shall stand.
Right, there you have it. So, Doctor, what do you, 27 of them, yes, but now do you think that there will be re-election like INEC is being asked to do now? Do you think they will vacate their seats? We've seen, quick one that comes to mind is the case of the governor of Cross River, Ben Ayade, when he defected from the PDP to the APC.
And was still there.
And he was still there. He actually converted the PDP house, the PDP secretariat in the state to APC. Hoisted the APC flag. But he was not, there was no re-election. There was no, talk about him leaving office. Do you think that will be done in this case?
First off, I think we have a new national anthem in this country.
Which is on
your mandate. Just on whose mandate? You see, this thing is just so disturbing to me. What is happening in Rivers State is really disturbing. Imagine you have 32 lawmakers, and out of 32, 27 defected from APC. Before to know, I'm very sure to PDP. From PDP to APC. I'm sure the remaining 5 of them too will want to. Maybe 2 or 3 will want to just move away. And why is this happening? We need to focus more attention in reducing that godfatherism in politics, Nigerian politics. If this godfatherism in this Nigerian politics is being addressed, what is happening will not happen. Imagine you got a vote from APC. APC people voted for you. If there was even a proper election in Rivers State, that's
the question now.
Is there a proper election in Rivers State?
If this happens, then one starts to wonder: was there a proper election?
Because all these lawmakers, Wike single-handedly bought form for them and picked them. So, you want to be I'll buy form for. Imagine buying form for you, and you have to be loyal to. That's why they are called loyalists. Someone that my helper or my helper. Yes, sir. So this is what is happening, and this is what they bought form for them, and they picked them and put them into power. This problem started from Wike. If start from Wike or start from last administration. If you want to be in PDP, be in PDP. If you want to be in APC, be in APC. Stop doing like this. If you want to be hot, be hot. If you want to be cold, don't be lukewarm. If you are lukewarm, I'll spit you out. That's what the Bible says. So if you want to be hot, let's know you are in this part. If you want to, so you are in PDP, operating under PDP, you are still working behind for APC. We all knew what it did for APC to make sure that Tinubu entered power in Rivers, and you claim to be a PDP member. It doesn't make sense. What he should have done was come out and say it with your full chest. No, you know, Wike talks a lot. And out of his talking a lot, he has said a lot of things. I don't believe in Godfatherism. APC is a cancer party. I cannot believe. So he cannot come out with his full chest and said, okay, I'm leaving PDP for APC. Well, Wike has tried for PDP. He stood when everybody left. When PDP, APC came into power, everybody went to APC. It was majorly Wike that stood for the party. Now, they went to his back, they didn't make him the vice president, and he was angry and everything. Fine. Leave PDP and go to APC and stop causing this crisis around the River State. People of River State are not happy. They are not happy with him. Most of people in River State are following Fubara, and they want to follow him to the full. So now, but the problem is this: in Nigeria, if you are not following the footstep of your godfather as a politician, you are not going anywhere.
Godfather, that word comes up again. Well, let's take this video of Minister Nyesom Wike saying that, look, he does not believe in Godfatherism. Let's take this video and then we'll continue this conversation.
Almighty, in my tenure, by the grace of God, I go. That's how God wants it. But see, when you are in a position to think that what's happening in Lagos State, you will do it here. It may be difficult. You cannot continue to say you must be a godfather of the state. That's the problem. It's not possible. Today I live here in the name of Almighty God. I have no business to say, what must I produce? Why? What am I hiding? The people of the state should be able to say, this is who they want to produce. We from River State, we know I lost somebody in the Peter.
All right, so there you go now. Well, I think in his own words, he shot himself there. If anything is to go by, he said, in the name of Almighty God.
Almighty God.
So,
the way politicians just lie and call God name just anyhow, they just feel they can just call God name. Now, that's what happened in Lagos State. Let's pull back to what happened in Lagos State during Bode and Tinubu then. Bode was the president, was the governor for Lagos State. And it was been like, okay, Bode was not loyal to Tinubu. Then, because Tinubu was actually, they said Tinubu was the godfather of Lagos State politicians. Now, he was not loyal to Bode, to Tinubu. And after the first term, he was meant to contest for the second term. And they brought him another person for primaries. And someone looked at me. That was when someone looked at me. So, normally, for a governorship, for a governor, you are meant to use 2 terms. His predecessor used 2 terms. Fashola used 2 terms. Everybody thought, oh, Tinubu and Bode too used the second term. But they didn't allow him to even contest for election. It was
primaries
he
was kicked out.
It's for you to know that it is who the godfather wants to be there that will be there. If they don't want you, there's nothing that will happen.
Now, in this particular case now, Wike has also come out to say that Fubara did not even purchase the form. You know, he said that in an interview, like he did not even purchase the form. The form was gotten for him. So, he's ungrateful. Now, he also did say something that worries me, and I would like to get your view and that of Victor on this one. He said, Fubara disobeyed Mr. President. I don't know if you heard that statement.
I heard that statement.
He disobeyed Mr. President. Now, shouldn't the people of Rivers, shouldn't Nigerians be troubled that Mr. President is interfering in independent states? I mean, the governor of the state is the chief security officer of the state. Why should the president be interfering? And if he disobeyed the president, in what capacity did he disobey the president? Your thoughts?
They won't say about this because disobeying. Let me first talk about the purchasing of the form for him. Why will you purchase a form for someone that wants to become?
Maybe because he didn't have the money to.
He has the money to it.
How? The forms were pretty expensive.
No, Fubara has. You see, it's a political. He has a form for it. But one thing about Wike is he knows something. If he wants to put you under his armpit, he knows how to put you under his armpit. I'm getting this phone for you, don't worry. Even he might have money, but thank God I'm saving my money. Thinking Wike is doing him a favor, but he doesn't know that Wike is just giving me, it was like a bait for him to just catch. Now, he bought a phone for not only governor, went throughout the whole legislature and buying phone for them. That means there is no election in Rivers State. There was no election. There was just selection.
So you think he bought the forms for them so that he'll be able to control them?
Yes, that's how it's happening. He bought the phone for them. If I buy a phone for you, okay, let me use you an example. I give you money, okay, let me take you to Dubai. I buy a ticket for you. I tell you, okay, at least at that time when we were in Dubai, I said, come here, because if you don't do that, I'll report you back to Nigeria. That's what is happening. He bought the phone for them and said, yes. And he's controlling all of them. The president should not even interfere into this government, into this independent politics in Rivers State. It doesn't have to do with the presidency. It's between the state government. They should undo themselves. And why are you disobeying the president? In what capacity did you disobey the president? Let him come out and say, this is what president says you should do, and you disobeyed. They wouldn't. So,
is this to say that the president, during campaigning, gave money, which was what was used in purchase in the forms of the governor and members of the State House of Assembly?
If it is so, I think it should be that, maybe. Because, there's nothing, see, politicians are very, very cunning. They can do anything. And
all right, let's take Victor's view on this same subject now. Victor.
Yeah. How are you? Okay. Your guest in the studio there, I think he has said it all. But I just want to add that, we live in a country where impunity is the order of the day, and because of that, we see things. I mean, if you even from the judgment on the court, when you look at it, sometimes it's appalling. It's barbaric. A democratic country, and we live as though we're in an autocratic state, even though we are democratic. What's it called now on paper, but we operate autocratically. Now, what do I mean? You see the case of Wike and Fubara, right? Wike is trying to, is scared. When you see someone who is hunger for power and is scared of losing power because he knows what he did to his predecessor, that will be done unto him. He did same to Amechi. You recall Amechi came out one time and got an interview that one of the greatest mistakes he has ever made was to recommend him for ministerial position, even though he knows that he's a power drunk person. And given to that, he thought that, him being a minister of state, he'll be able to be controlled by the then president, Goodluck Jonathan. But of course, we saw what panned out. So Wike is that ambitious person. If you go back to his interview, you listen to what he has said, how he castigated APC, he would never join the Cancer Party. And here you see rubbing shoulder with them. I mean, to the point that even dancing in the office of the chief of staff and calling your mandate, we shall stand, and all that. And you can see what panned out. Like you said, there was apparently what this shows that there was no election in Rivers State. It was just handpicked. So that's why, of course, I mean, Wike is their godfather. So whatever he says, they follow, because what ticket, none of them duly campaigned. They were just going around with him because they just been promised, and all of them, even before the election, they had already bought all the clothes for their Thanksgiving because they know that it's just an express ticket. So this goes to show, and Wike thinking, you see, one thing he fails to understand, that what goes around comes around. Thinking that going to APC is going to have a soft landing. No, you understand, because there are people already in APC, and it's going to cost a whole lot of, battle awaits the Rivers State APC, and of course we'll be moved over to the national. But now saying that our President Tinubu is coming to create peace. I mean, of what use would that be? We will call that. I mean, our current president is the godfather of all godfathers. I mean, no, I say it unequivocally. It's godfather of all godfathers, and we live in a country where you know that if you belong to the top, that's when the law works for you. So I'm just going to say that, I mean, Sim Fubara should use his power, even though he might risk, that might jeopardize his second term of coming. But at this point, he should use his power. It has happened in the Edo State, though that happened during I think it was being the first time and the second time the governor moved to PDP. But of course, the governor used his power at that time, and of course, he used it very well. And that happened even though the Commander Shumole, had the backing of the president. But of course, you understand that at that time, what's it called, President Buhari had to give a free hand. But I don't see that happening during, our current president. He wants to control everything that he laid his hand on. And so that is see playing out. So that's why you see that rather than Minister Wike to focus on FCT and see how he can develop FCT, is still concerned about River State and trying to do on it. So we can see that playing out. So I don't see any reasonable thing coming out from it. I mean, more drama still to unfold.
Okay, Mr. Victor, now we have a lot of people decamping from one political party to the other, and then we also have about 5,000 members of SDP, APC decamping to join Fubara. Led PDP amidst all the River State political tussle between Wike and Fubara. And I'm glad you mentioned Amechi, because we know very well that Amechi and Wike had their issue at the time. So do you think now, do you see Fubara building a formidable structure that could keep him in office? And do you see Fubara forming like a team with Amechi to make sure that he's not being removed in power?
What is playing out in, so if you understand the politics of River State, it's a circle. Even when Fubara leaves office, the next person that's going to come will play the same thing. I really don't know why. I don't know why this happens. If you recall, I think the only person that never had that drama is Peter Odili. You understand? But from Amechi down, it has always been a trend, where the predecessor fights the successor, and they all have that circle at all. Now, Fubara right now is building its own political structure. That is the truth. That's why you saw a lot of people decamping, and being the chief executive officer of the state, he has the resources. He has the power in the state, to use. And luckily for him, he has the people backing him. And that was what Wike used. Wike used the people's support against Amechi in the state, against Amechi in the federal then, to fight Amechi. That was why Amechi had no much power. That for Amechi to go into the River State, he has to go with fully armed military men. So the same thing is playing out. So Fubara right now is gathering his own structure, and of course, I won't be surprised, even though there is no cogent evidence to that he's working with Amechi. But of course, from the look of things, he is open to work with anybody so as to win this battle. This is a war, so to say. So there's this thing that they say that, you deploy all the arsenal you have at the disposal so as to win the war. It might be your enemy, but if he agrees to be your friend so as to win the common, to fight the common battle,
My enemy is my friend.
Yeah, that's the word. That's the word I was looking for. So that exactly is what is playing out. So Fubara is trying to, and trust me, from the way I'm seeing it, he's going to win. But it's a battle that he must be ready to fight dirty, because we can't fight dirty. He must be ready to go that far. He must be ready to drag himself in the mud and ready to, Fubara is a man of a few words. He doesn't talk as much as his predecessor, so he doesn't talk that much, and a man who doesn't talk that much seems to be very dangerous, but because you will see him coming. But when it comes, because of course he studied Wike for 8 years, so he understands that you're just talking and this and that and that. And of course, Wike is just trying to be politically relevant, trust me, because he knows that once his is too slow, he has no stake in APC. And of course, PDP right now, he knows that PDP is not a home for him anymore. So that's why you see him dine and wine with APC. And APC too, these people are intelligent people. And of course, they seem that someone that can burn his own house down. So what will cause him to burn another man's house down? So I don't see, if it's a wise man, my free advice for Minister Wike is do the assignment given to you by President Tinubu, build your home. If you destroy your home, you don't expect another stranger to accept you and and believe that you're going to build this home for him. Because for you to destroy your home, costs you nothing to destroy theirs.
All right, then that's well, we do know that as we wrap this up now.
Okay.
When Wike said he disobeyed, when Wike said
Fubara.
Fubara disobeyed the president, he also made a statement. He said that he took Fubara to Germany. Was it Germany? Yeah. Took him to meet Julius Berger and told him to build the LMA Road. And they told him that the road will be completed in 3 years, which will be close to election time. And if he does that, nobody will be able to contest his re-election. You know, I'm trying to wrap my head around building the road. How does that amount to you getting an automatic ticket back into office? And, you know, well, this fight now, because it is a fight between the sitting governor, the ex-governor, and the APC, with acting national chairman of the APC, Gaganje, saying that the APC is poised to take over Rivers State and ensure that in 2027 they produce the governor in Rivers State. If that happens, that will be a big win for the APC. If that happens, where will Wike call home? That's another thing. Because he's, well, according to him, he's still a member of the PDP. With his legs in the APC and his head in the PDP. I don't know.
So he's sitting on the fence.
That's the way his body is right now.
I think just to round up, PDP should just find a way to fight this battle to the fullest.
Together as a party.
They should come together, fight this fight together as a party. Make sure they remove Wike from PDP, because he's actually selling their antics and their formation, football formation to another. You know, you are selling their their formation to another party, selling their secrets. You know, every party have they have a secret. It's selling their secret. Okay, this is what they do. This is how we can get it. They cannot. A thief cannot gain entrance into your house, a well-secured house, if somebody is not opening the door for them to come in. That is what is happening in Rivers State. Wike has opened the door for APC to come into the party, the state, to come, and they are coming gradually. See, gradually they will enter. What should be done now is this: the 27 lawmakers that defected, they should leave their seats immediately. A fresh election should be conducted. Because the governor cannot put something to the House of Assembly, and out of 32, you know, he has 27 enemies. It doesn't work. They will frustrate his government. So if they want to do, they should leave. That's a proper statement. Leave immediately and move to the next move. I think that's what we do, because what Mr. Victor said, he was still making me the godfather has a godfather. When a godfather has a godfather, how do we have to do? We call it god grandfather.
Oh well, we'll be going into another topic now. But when we take that break, we'll watch. We will let you have the video of some SDP members. I think they put out about 5,000 of them. SDP members, some SDP and APC members, decamping to join the Fubara-led PDP. We'll have that one. Will they also be asked to vacate their seats if they officially decamp? Will they be asked to vacate their seats and elections and re-elections conducted? Oh well.
Questions upon questions upon questions.
That I am, I'm searching for answers for.
Well, that's all we have for this segment. And then up next on VOP this morning, Labour Party came out of anger. It doesn't have the kind of route we have. Chief Olabode George saying that. Details in a moment.
There seems to be scarcity of the Naira note across the country, despite the announcement by the Central Bank of Nigeria that the old Naira notes are still considered legal tender. recalling that the CBN had affirmed that it has enough currency notes in the market and hence no need for panic withdrawals by members of the public. Despite this announcement, there seemed to be a luminary scarcity and somehow Nigerians seem to be calm about it. Or should we say they are ignorant? Now let's go into the street of Oshodi Solo to hear what people has to say.
Our leaders, they don't misleading us. They are bad people. You understand me now? They know they are fighting for their own pockets. You understand me now? They didn't like us to vote them in. But look at everywhere. It's not easy. First scarcity, another one is coming again.
The thing is that it should not be like the previous one because so many people died. So many people died due to that scarcity. But due to this present situation of the country now, they should look into it and do the appropriate things.
We should be praying to God so it won't happen. This is our new president now, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I pray for him. Let God give him long life so he can do it very well. You understand me now? So Nigeria have spoiled since many years. We don't have a good government. We have a bad governors, a bad government that we have. We'll just pray to God that maybe God will let him to try his best and do it for us.
Then the bank, they should try to provide enough currency, cash, so that when people go there, they will be able to collect cash.
Well, that's
His gratitude that over 5,000 decampees from various political parties are now here to show support for the God-choosing governor of Rivers State. Ama Opus Senebo, Sir Simini Alai Joseph Fubara, Grand Service Star of Rivers State.
We have a lot of decampees from a lot of various parties. But, well, welcome back to our next topic of today. A chieftain of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Chief Olabode George, said the Labour Party, LP, was formed out of anger. To this end, Chief George said LP lacked the structure to win national elections. The former PDP Deputy National Chairman called on the 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, to return to the PDP. According to Chief George, the Labour Party does not have the roots. I have traversed every state in the country. There is nowhere you will not know or hear about the party, about our party, because it carries the full color of Nigeria. He further said the Labour Party was a movement. They don't have a solid root. LP came out of anger. He doesn't have the kind of root we have. LP is a wind. Where was Obi? We can still talk to him if he wants to. I have no iota of tribalism in my blood. I stand to fight for inclusiveness for all Nigerians in the political process of this country, and especially in this party where some of us have suffered a great injustice for the fight of equity and justice for all. Now that's Bode George saying all of this. And we still have in the studio Dr. Olawale, a philanthropist, a physiotherapist. He's also a specialist in sports medicine and orthopedics. Okay. I know we also have our virtual guest this morning,
Yes,
Mr.
Victor
Victor.
Atere.
Yes, and then I believe sometime on the show we're going to have, okay. So I'm going to start with Mr. Victor this morning. Now, when Peter Obi left PDP when he left PDP, there was this blame game between Wike and Atiku saying that Peter Obi left for a reason. Now, Atiku's team also said that it was Wike's attack on Obi over the control of the PDP structure in Anambra that made Obi to leave PDP for LP. And then Nyesom Wike had claimed that Peter Obi jumped People's Democratic Party for the Labour Party because of the moves by politicians to hold power in the north from the PDP. Now, I want to know what you think about that. Seeing what Mr. Bode George has said about Peter Obi, saying if he's ready, that they're ready to talk about defecting back to PDP.
Well, what Chief Bode George said is not far from true, because truly, the candidate, the presidential candidate of Labour Party, of course, left PDP, out of anger, and of course the over monetization of the polity as a den. So, and you recall that they left because he felt that buying of candidates and with exorbitant amounts, it could not play in such field, and because of that, he moved off to Labour Party and he got support of Nigerians. Well, having said that, the truth is, you see, what we fail to understand, these politicians fail to understand that the political terrain is changing. It's changing, but they're trying to box Nigeria to that two-party system, APC. No, they're not different. They're just the same. They're just the same, just like it just the same father, but the different mother, so to say. So, but Labour Party is birthed out of the yearnings, the frustration, the abnormalities in our political system, and these, Nigerians, majority who supported Labour Party saw that coming, and because of that, saw that, and that was the reason why we leveraged on that. And so far, so good. A party that was just formed in less than 6 months had senators, had House of Rep members, national, in state, has a governor, and they've done well. So him moving and him asking, Mr. Peter Obi to come to PDP, I think that call is rather late. I would say that, joining synergy now, both PDP and Labour coming to join synergy, you understand, to see how they can, present to Nigeria a better and alternative governance or alternative democratic process or governance, and that has to be seen in their states. Because the truth is, if you're asking me, come next 2023, that I should support your party, I need to see, the dividends of democracy, even within dividend of democracy, being, seen in your state or your constituency as a senator, as a governor. So I think what they need to focus on is how do we stand out and say, this was the antecedent, forgive me for going back to Wike. This was what Wike leveraged and campaigned for. That's why they call him Mr. Project, because he was seen working as a PDP person. And because of that, he had that vigor, that power. That was why he was able to bring that to the national. And because of that, of course, President Tinubu had to align with him. He brought that on the table. So both Labour and PDP must be seen to do that in their various states and in their capacity. So Chief Bode just asking that they should come back. For me, I think that's not what we need now, and I don't see Peter Obi doing that. So because of course Peter Obi is working very hard. You can see as yesterday he went to visit the victim of the Kaduna bomb blast. The Kaduna bomb victims. So you see him that he went there. So he's really doing a lot, to show that it's on the side of Nigeria. So I don't see someone like that come in. I would rather say PDP should beg him with their presidential ticket if they really need to, if they want him desperately to win the next election. So that's what I see. But for me, that won't work. So having said that, I think you asked about the campees, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the campees, we live in a country where impunity is all of the day. As I say, for anyone who cares to listen, this will happen. Everybody is just fighting for one thing, for power. Because Fubara is the governor of the state. He has the resources. He has the money. So, and of course, people will pay allegiance to, some will pay allegiance to the Minister of State. The Minister of FCT, Wike, of course, because he put them there. So loyalty, he has to play. So Fubara has the money, Wike has the power, and of course, buying their loyalty because he has already invested in them. So everybody, the campaign and cost carpeting is the order of the day. And trust me, I don't say our judiciary is doing anything different, because this is a part that our constitution needs to come into play and be used to say, you vacate your seat not because your party had issues, not because there was a faction in your party, automatically your seat is declared vacant. But that will happen. But of course, if the governor knows his power, like I did say earlier, you can play the card Obaseki played. And, those 27 the capiz to APC will just be, conducting their affairs in Abuja, and the governor will continue to run the state. I mean, like what happened in Edo State, and the governor will have a smooth run, and of course pass his bill, in fact, expressly, and you see him working, and nothing will happen because it has happened before, and this will be the first, but neither will be the last. I mean, until we begin to strengthen our system and our institution, trust me, nothing will happen.
All right, then. Thank you very much, Victor Atewe. Let me come to Dr. Olawale Olatubi in the studio with us now. So, here we are, the PDP. We're back to the talk about structure. Prior to the elections, there was talk about, Labour Party doesn't have structure. Labour Party is not going to go anywhere. They're not going to win anything. They don't have structure. But we saw the offset that they had. There was a major impact. It was a movement. It wasn't about the party. It was about the Peter Obi movement. Now, do you think that movement, if sustained, is what Peter Obi will need if he intends to contest in 2027, which a lot of people think he should contest in 2027? Do you think that movement will sustain him, or do you think he needs the structure that the PDP supposedly will provide? Let's look at the governors, how they are spread now. We have 20 APC governors. We have about 13 PDP governors. We have one Labour Party governor. We have one APGA governor. That's some structure, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's some lack of structure on the part of the Labour Party.
Yeah.
If you want to look at the power that they wield in terms of the governorship, seat. So how do you react to this?
First off, Labour Party was not formed out of anger. Labour Party has been in existence since 2002, if I'm correct. And it's been a social democratic party right from then. And now, this thing that is happening to Labour Party and Peter Obi, Bode George was right, Chief Bode George was right, saying the Labour Party was a movement. It was like a Peter Obi's movement then, because people were just following Peter Obi, like, okay, we want Peter Obi to be the next president. And they came up with, there is no structure, no structure, no structure. They were surprised to see the kind of votes Peter Obi and Labour Party pulled out, and they see the support they got. Now, for a
with the slang, we know they give.
They give shishi. So the thing is this. Now, for a political system to really thrive well in this country, to the extent of the presidential seats, it needs the support of the governors, House of Assemblies. That is one of the structures we're talking about.
Okay.
It also needs at least each state, each local government should have a good representation of the party in each of these local governments and the states. That's one of the structure we're talking about. Now, we are now having the third force now. Before it's always been PDP and APC. Now, it's now PDP, APC, and Labour Party. PDP and APC don't want Labour Party to come into play, because Labour Party is still going to steal either of their votes. That is why they are finding how it is possible to make sure that Labour Party is out of it. And if the Labour Party is wise enough, they would continue this force and momentum they started. They should not relent. They have 4 years to build this structure they say they don't have. Fine, if they don't have people in the governorship election, the governorship seats, let them go into the states, the local governments, word by word, get the structures done.
Don't you think they did that?
It was just rushing during the 2023 election. They had not gotten into the deep part of the Nigerians. You understand? Now, what they should do now, the momentum they started at that time, they should continue this momentum, because PDP and APC are already making now strategies. That is one of the strategies of APC is to get the states, other states. That's one of the strategies. So, Labour Party, what Labour Party should do now is work on getting your structures done in the next 4 years.
Yeah.
Get your structures done. Your word by word level should be into place. Then they will see what they can do. I don't want PDP and APC, always PDP, APC, PDP. There should be PDP, APC, and Labour Party. the third force should always be there. That third force is very, very important, because if the third force is there, they should know that now they cannot just do anyhow. 2027 election is coming in next 3 years. 2024 is next year. Next 3 years, 2023 election is there. What they should do now is to make sure that Labour Party and they should make sure that they get this structure done. The momentum, focus on this momentum, make sure that people come in, the word by word, come into power. And I think that's what's going to happen.
So, seeing what played out in the courts, Obi being told that he doesn't have enough evidence and all of that, that he didn't really win the election. Don't you think that Obi was, he didn't really push as much as he was supposed to push?
No, there's nothing
to make sure that the mandates.
No, there's nothing. He had done his own. Got to court, bring his own evidences, and the court said no. If the Supreme Court has given his verdict, there's really nothing he can do. What he can just do is just re-strategize, and that is what we are talking about now. Re-strategizing yourself for the next election to come. Before you say next 4 years, the next election is coming. So Labour Party is not formed out of anger. It was a movement, yes, but they can still continue this momentum.
All right. So 2027 is around the corner already, and politicians are strategizing for 2027. Those in power are strategizing how to retain power. Those not yet in power are also strategizing how to get into power. The PDP, as it is, the national chairman of the PDP has said that, look, PDP needs members, needs people, because, I mean, numbers matter in this game, all right? So he has said that they will find a way to make peace with aggrieved parties. And do you see a situation, I'm talking to Victor now, do you see a situation whereby the PDP will successfully be able to appease aggrieved members and bring them back to the party, and these aggrieved members that can pull weight, Wike, Peter Obi, all right, these are some members that left the PDP and they can actually pull some weight. Let's not even talk about other governors that have, let's also look at how some other governors of the PDP that have lost their seats. I'm talking about Senate members as well, House of Assembly members in different states that have lost their seats and moved to the APC. Can the PDP sustain, can they be able to bring these people back into the party to make up their numbers for 2027, Victor?
Is PDP can if they put their house in order, and that has to start from a very strong candidate for their chairmanship.
Now the question is, how, in what way can he put its house in order? What should he do to put it?
Now the first thing is PDP must be seen to Nigerians like, of course, they've come out to apologize that they are sorry for the mistakes and everything they've done because of the mismanagement and mishandling of PDP and the recklessness of PDP.
Sorry to interrupt you. We'd like for you to put on your video because we can't see, we don't have your visuals right now.
Okay, hold on, please. I think that's it.
Okay. All right, let's just take a minute to...
Okay. Can you see me now? Hold on.
I believe we can. Go ahead. Please.
Okay, can you... Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so I think PDP as it stands now must be seen to be, to have learned from his mistakes. And learning from his mistakes, I mean that, not just in words coming to tell Nigeria, they must be seen to deepen their democratic process and to be seen and not to be biased, because that has always been the case, and because that was what made the likes of Wike had to be rebel and felt that he was cheated and all. So, but PDP putting the house in order has to start from the chairmanship, because currently now PDP does not have a strong, real chairman. The chairman there is just redundant. It's just there. And I can't even. I mean, factor is new right now. It's just there at all. So I think they need to go back to the drawing board and see how they can, bring back the aggrieved members, because trust me, PDP is disorganized and a lot of parties are angry and they feel that the party is not protecting their interests. Even those in power, they're just holding on to it because, of course, of uncertainty. So, but for the Obi movement, Obi, you see, Peter Obi as it stands, the movement is beyond him. It is not an Obi thing. Even if Obi refuses or Obi goes back to PDP, the movement will start. And you find out that other people will just leverage on it and they'll pick it up. So Obi understands this power. That is why you see that he finds it hard to reply or to respond to, the whole major thing and all that, because he's trying to see the body language, especially for the youth, But I really don't, no. I mean, I wouldn't say nobody. I mean, I wouldn't say that that's not possible or that can happen. But we're just going to wait what will happen in the future, because of course you might just see that it might be like, okay, everybody come together on the drawing board and say, okay, you know what? Let's squash our differences. Okay, right now we have a common enemy. We need to fight. And politicians now, nothing. I mean, it's never say never when it comes to them. They can actually just budge and say, you know what, have them liaise with my constituency and my people, and before you know, they start to go back to PDP, and we are back right now to serve Nigeria. You know their language and all.
Oh yeah.
So I don't really see that not happening. Even the likes of Wike has been seen to be. For lack of use of a word, I think he has diarrhea of the mouth. And before you know, he'll come back and say, okay, you know what, I think I was blind, but now I can see. You recall one senator who once said that, But so I think that can happen in terms of Wike. But Obi has to, Obi would have to take his time and, of course, liaise with Nigerians, because the movement is beyond him. And if he takes any step right now, it's going to be on the black book of Nigeria. And that might be most for him.
Big thank you to you, Victor Tewe, for your thoughts there. Unfortunately, I think we'll have to let you go, but thank you very much. We honestly appreciate your view on the program. All right, so let's get your concluding thoughts, Dr. Lawali.
Yeah, the thing is this: anything can happen in politics, in Nigerian politics. Yeah. So I don't.
Constituents that we really don't know can just come up and say, "Okay, go back."
Yeah. So I'm not actually trusting anybody. Okay. Tomorrow, Peter Obi can come out and say, "I'm going to PDP," and you form a good word. And I'm here to fight for the people. We're trying to make sure that democracy works now. And he goes to PDP. And one thing about Nigerians.
But if he goes to PDP, what then happens to Atiku, who has what one can call a lifelong ambition to be the president of this country?
The thing is this: if PDP still wants to be in this presidential race, I would really give them this piece of advice: take Atiku out of this presidential race. He should go and rest. Bring in more people. That is what is affecting them. Atiku should go and rest. He should rest and bring in another person into the board. I think it will help them. If they bring in Atiku again, I'm sure PDP they will lose again.
Do you think Atiku is the issue?
It's not the issue. The major issue is still part of it. It's still one of the one of the major issue was the choosing of their national secretary, their national president then. So if PDP wants to come back to OP, fine. But I think Obi should stay and maintain his Labour Party, form a better alliance with other people, other political parties, SDP and everything, then bring out a good force. Work on their structure that they say they don't have, work on making sure their root is well, deeply rooted in every area of the country, then they can strive. I don't see them,
carry the youth along as well.
And carry the youth along as well. See, the youth are just still waiting. They've not been talking. We're just looking. Let them. Then it's time for them to talk and voice out again. Let's see how it's going to be. I think that's just my closing remark.
All right then. Thank you very much, Dr. Olawale Olatimi. We appreciate you for your thoughts here. Well, up next is business news updates. All right, so let's have that one, and we'll continue with some of the aspects of the show.